There is nothing wrong with getting advice. Smart leaders listen, they ask questions, they gather information, they challenge their assumptions, they study the data, they seek counsel from people who know things they do not know. That is not weakness, that is wisdom. But at some point, you have to stop polling the room and make the decision. Because here is the truth. You can get input from mentors. You can use AI tools. You can ask your team. You can listen to experts. You can read the reports. You can compare every option, but you cannot delegate your thinking. And you definitely cannot delegate your responsibility. Too many people want the confidence of leadership without the weight of decision making. They want someone else to tell them what to do. So if it goes wrong, they can say, that is what I was advised to do. That is not leadership. That is avoidance wearing a professional outfit. Real leaders take input, but they own the call. They listen carefully, but they think independently. They respect the room, but they do not surrender their judgment to the room. Because leadership requires self-trust, not arrogance, not stubbornness, not pretending you know everything. Self-trust means you are willing to make the best decision you can with the information you have. Then you own the outcome, you adjust when needed, you learn from what happened, and you get stronger the next time. That is how judgment is built. You do not build wisdom by letting other people decide for you. You build wisdom by deciding, learning, correcting, and deciding again. And this matters even more now because we live in a world full of voices, experts, influencers, algorithms, AI tools, comment sections, consultants, friends, family. Everybody has an opinion. Some of those opinions are useful. Some of them are noise. Some of them sound confident and are completely wrong. That is why your job as a leader is not to collect opinions until one makes you feel safe. Your job is to think, to weigh the facts, to ask better questions, to separate pressure from principle, to separate fear from wisdom, to separate helpful advice from someone else's agenda. Because when the decision lands on your desk, the responsibility lands there too. Not on the expert, not on the tool, not on the committee, not on the person who gave you advice, on you. That is the burden of leadership, and that is also the privilege of leadership. You get to decide what kind of leader you are going to